Most of my days are, especially this time of year, are pretty chaotic, right? There's always there's always multiple things that have to be done. I'm only human. I make mistakes. I forget to do things from now and then, send an email back or whatnot. But always chaotic. And you know what? I just finished schooling 5 horses at Mohawk. We had a good day, and no one was around. The last horse out of the paddock was our horse. And I just walked over, washed my hands, and walked out to the car. And it was the first feeling of serenity I've had. Like elation when our horses are racing good, or when there's the day's work is done. You get that feeling, that sense of comfort, even though there's more to do. But rarely do I get a sense of serenity, and I literally just slowed down going out to the car. It was a great feeling, a good day today schooling the horses. So I woke up to a number of minor surprises. Megan Schramm had sent me a message, said that Scott told her that Ty Won On couldn't possibly have trained any better. That was his words, not mine. I did a video earlier outlining, I don't think I did a good job articulating why the horses were in the sale. I'm going to actually watch the video I did again this morning to make sure it's done right, or I might do it again. But I was in the middle of doing the video about why the horses were going in the sale and why we're doing things the way we're doing them now. And I got this wonderful message from Megan. She did a picture of the video, or a picture of the filly, and literally just said how Scott said she couldn't train better. The veterinarian was going to come and scope her again because she does have an ulcer on her palate, and it is being treated and subsiding. And obviously, as it subsides and decreases, and the inflammation comes out of there, she's going to feel better and look better. And according to Megan today, she trained, as I said, couldn't have possibly trained better. So great news. I didn't want to tell Scott. Scott and I spoke the other day, and so did Megan and I, about the filly. I said, listen, if you want to race her in the Stallion Series, go ahead. Scott's take on it was simple. I watched the races. I drove her. She's a sire stake filly. All right. I'm not gonna twist arms if that's where he wants to race it. So be it. We employ people like Scott Aaron's a world-class driver, a very, very smart person when it comes to horses. Megan is a great horse person, a great trainer. So I am not going to overstep my boundaries and say, no, you are going to race this horse in the Stallion Series. I'm gonna allow them to make that decision. I think I made the right decision. I see she is in the sire stakes. I see she is in tough. But you know what? That's a ship we're going to sail on, and that's that. So if she doesn't happen to race good, she can come back home. We'll rest her up a little bit, patch her up, and we'll aim for the stake races that we have her left in. And aside from all else, I think it's probably worth noting that she's an exceptional filly. So not the end of the world, ulcer or not ulcer on her palate. Those things go and come and go and subside. And really, when you boil it right down, she's just a very, very good horse. So happy with that. I'm at the qualifiers, and I get a call from the race office. I'm thinking they need a driver. James is going to take Unbeatable Kemp. He told me he was. What would they want? Hey, would you want to race 2 of your 2-year-old trotting fillies on Friday? And they qualified last Friday. I didn't really love the idea of coming back in 6 days because they pushed it back a day. And I can't imagine that anybody in Ontario was further ahead than Horn Player and Una Madonna were. So just as he's asking me, the wheels are turning, because I use this term a lot, but it in reference to what we've been through. Historically speaking, the 2-year-old trot races don't fill until the last week of June. They just don't. It doesn't happen. So James walks around the corner. I said, hey, I'm on the phone with the race office. I'm like, hey, you want to race Una Madonna and Horn Player on Friday because they need 2 horses to fill a maiden? And he goes, well, we were going to qualify them anyway. Exactly what I was thinking. So they're in to go. So Una Madonna and Horn Player are in to race on Friday night at Mohawk. So that's cool. Didn't see that coming. Swinging Senorita got in to go Friday at the Meadows. The reason we raced her in the Meadows, they needed a horse, and this is a filly that, quite frankly, I think is just a nose ahead of the other fillies in regards to heading to the next generation. So getting her raced was important. So she went to Pennsylvania. And also Hunter Myers, who qualified her, can drive her there. It's a win-win. So she's in to go Friday. I see Monday they have the 2-year-old trot colt races written. So that may change what we do on Friday morning also. They draw that Thursday. So we'll see. So a happy surprise. 1, happy to hear about Taiwan on. 2, happy that the 2 fillies are going to race. Of course, someone's calling me. And then we went to the schoolers. So I'm happy. I got great news all around from this morning. Go out in the schoolers. We schooled the 3 trotters together. Now, I had an epiphany warming up. You know what? Landing Pad, who's wore hobbles since March and February, I'm going to take them off him. He just feels too clunky with them on. That's a big no-no. So he run behind the gate, coming out of the gate. He's fine at the gate, which was fine with me. Landing Strip went over. Sylvain Filion went with Landing Strip. He was good. Him and Sir Strong finished together. Austin Sorry went with Sir Strong. James said drives all day. So Austin and Sylvain both said the horses were good. But as I said to them, and I'll say to you, they need to come back 3 more weeks. They're not ready to go yet. It's just, you can't miss that work and expect them just to poof, make up for it. It just doesn't work that way. So those colts are coming back the next 2-3 weeks, probably 2 more weeks of schoolers and then a week of qualifiers for them. I went with your More Than You Know. Man, he was awesome. 2-1. He had to come 27 and a piece, 28. He was awesome. Another horse coming back another 2 weeks and then a qualifier. And then Grace schooled this morning on Lasix. Now, we flushed her gluteal pouches. We had to do the same thing with a few other horses, most notably Swinging Senorita about a month ago. She seemed good now when I'm on like 59. She had to come 27 also. She was awesome. But on Lasix, felt strong. Now it's impossible for me to say, oh, she's ready to go in 54. Maybe not. Maybe she's 55 trotter, but she's ready to rock. I can tell you that. She was on Lasix today. We are going to put her on the Lasix program. Now we can back her date because she had Lasix day. We can back her date back from when she raced. On the 15th day from that night, she can race on Lasix for the first time in Ontario. So that's the plan with Grace. And then I went back out with Landing Pad. I trained a mile in 2-2 with the hobbles on. And he was good. Again, 2 weeks of schooling and another week of qualifying. All 4 of those horses will be ready to rock. And they were all very, very good today. The Landing Pad break was my fault. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I fixed it after. The horse was fine. So a great day of schooling, training. James came over, said, horn player, a little strong in the face. I said, yeah, she can get that way. She's a big, strong girl. Una Madonna looked fantastic. Mo Power Baby looked fantastic. Those horses look great heading into their 2022 season. As I said, the horses we touted, every year you get to this point, you're like, are they as good as we hope? And honestly, if anything, they're better. So far, anyway. I could easily see Enzo and Carter Michael Dio being entered for Monday. We get some qualifiers on Friday. I'm not here Thursday. I'm in Ohio trying to get those other horses qualified up. But we don't, with the scratch of Horn Player and the scratch of Una Madonna now, not a ton to qualify. I might have 4 or 5 to qualify for James, which will work out great. So a very, very good day today. It's been a great day. And you know what? The most important thing for me, that little dose, that just a couple of minutes of straight serenity that I had from when I walked out of the paddock to the car, it felt great. I forgot what it felt like until it washed over me. So just a great day thus far. We had a great night last night also, and this is part and parcel to, it goes back to the sale and the way that we've been operating the stable. For those of you to see how well we're doing, it isn't luck. Right? It isn't, as I said in my earlier video, a magic potion or a spell that was put on the horses. It's we're the right horses for the right job. Right? Sailor was 8-5 out of the 10 hole. That's where he's supposed to win. If you can be 8-5 out of the 10 hole, there's a good chance you're going to get there. James drove, not to mention we get the best driver in Canada on the horses. Sailor won and looked awesome, winning. Brave World looked awesome at Grand River also. Now, Harry scratched no free lunch. I believe it's just precautionary. He had a pus pocket that had all but blown out of his foot. Harry wasn't too concerned about it. We're not without our hiccups here at the stable, but as long as we continue to keep our eyes firmly positioned down the road and straight ahead, I think that we'll do just fine. So I am going to go over this video again, my earlier video, just to make sure that it was crystal clear. If it wasn't, I'm going to do it again for you. So with that, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Good luck to the First Glance group tonight. We'll talk to you all very soon.